Well, my thing is, I've always been there for him from day one. We had a game plan, and my game plan was to help him become world champion and take things to that next level. And I've always been there for him. And just over the years, you can see I've always been positive, always said great things about him, always pushed him to be great. And but over the years, it's constantly going on the internet, take a shot at Floyd, take a shot at Floyd, take a shot at Floyd. Constantly be disrespectful, constantly be disrespectful. When all I ever been was respectful to try to help this fighter go as far as he could possibly go. That's all I ever did.
The tension between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Gervonta Davis has suddenly escalated to another level. During a live interview, Money May openly criticized Tank and made it clear he was not holding anything back. Ever since Davis ended up with a controversial draw against Lamont Roach Jr., the boxing community has been heavily criticizing him, and many fans believe that performance was far below expectations.
Man, he got lucky as a draw. He did a good fight though. I thought he won it, but man, he gotta just create more action. That's a sparring session as far as I'm concerned. But god damn, that's not the Gervonta I know.
The interviewer also asked Floyd Mayweather Jr. about the recent controversy, and he didn't shy away from answering. Instead of simply discussing the draw against Lamont Roach Jr., he took things further and criticized Gervonta Davis personally, accusing him of avoiding tough challenges, making excuses, and damaging his own career direction. When Mayweather spoke, it wasn't a mild opinion. He unleashed strong words about Tank's decisions and the way his recent performance unfolded. The focus of the conversation centered on that fight against Roach, which many viewers considered disappointing since Davis ended up with a draw after taking a knee and then declined a rematch, a move that only intensified the debate and prompted Floyd to share his frustrations.
The night they found out that he was cheating, that's the night he lost.
When Floyd Mayweather Jr. spoke, he came down hard on Gervonta Davis, criticizing his overconfidence and saying that instead of fighting like a true champion, Tank has simply relied on his reputation and expected victories to come easily. Mayweather didn't sugarcoat anything. He argued that Davis's recent struggles stem from cutting ties with him and that his career has since lost direction. Floyd even claimed credit for Tank's earlier success, insisting that the achievements came from the guidance and discipline he provided. According to Mayweather, now that Davis is trying to do things his own way, we are seeing the consequences, taking risky decisions, avoiding rematches, and failing to display championship-level commitment. He also suggested that Tank's performances have become less sharp and disciplined because the structure and focus he once had under Mayweather's leadership are no longer present, allowing ego to overshadow preparation and strategy.
There was some kind of crazy trash talk with Gervonta and Terrence Crawford recently. And one of the things that I've always kind of noticed is most of the time, one of the things that's kind of off limits is families. Like you usually don't.
Yes.
You know.
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah. And so I wanted to kind of understand what your thoughts was about like some of those comments that was made. I think it was about Terrence's wife.
And let's be honest, does Floyd Mayweather Jr. actually have a point? Because it's undeniable that Gervonta Davis looked unbeatable when Mayweather was guiding his career and handling the structure behind his training and fight strategy.
But I must say this, the most exciting fighter that's acting and fighting in boxing right now is Gervonta Tank Davis. When Gervonta Tank Davis go out there and fight, he reminds me of Pretty Boy Floyd. It's Pretty Boy Floyd, you couldn't go get no popcorn, you couldn't go get no soda, you couldn't go get no candy. You don't want to listen.
And now that Gervonta Davis is operating without that former structure, the weaknesses in his approach are beginning to become visible.
Yeah. What that? What's name at?
So you got your people. Y'all all stepping, huh?
That, man.
Nigga, where Derek at? I don't know.
You don't like Frank?
What that mean?
Love limit. I don't like Floyd, motherfucker.
No, you don't.
EJ do the trash talk, make you miss.
The fight between Lamont Roach Jr. and Gervonta Davis turned into a complete mess, and the controversy in the 9th round should have been the defining moment of the bout, where many believed Roach deserved the edge. Instead, confusion and disagreement followed, leaving fans questioning the judging and the overall outcome of a fight that failed to deliver clarity or satisfaction.
This is my opinion. Sure. It was a great fight. It was a close fight. Depending on what they do with that decision of taking the knee, depending if the commission reverses the decision, or I think the draw was meant to be. So I like the draw. No, if you take the knee, man, if you take a knee in the 90s or in 2000, you're taking a point off. That's the bottom line. You're taking a point off. I don't know what happened with the referee. Maybe he was a little starstruck. Maybe he was a little, because he loves Tank. He loves New York. He loves the big lights. The referee with the eyes, he's like, a point should be deducted if you take a knee. It's a fact. It's in the rule book, right? The fact that they didn't take it away, then that's where the controversy is, right? It's not, look, did Gervonta get hit? Was he dazed? Who knows? Only he knows. But what I saw, when you take a knee, that's an automatic point. That's just the rule. This is not basketball. This is not, this is not basketball where, wait, hold on, my ankle hurts. Hold on, let me take a timeout. You don't take timeouts in boxing. It just doesn't happen. Whether he had something in his eye or not, you have to fight. There's 3 minutes to fight. So if you take a knee, if you go to your corner, the rules are the rules. And I don't know what New York is gonna settle on, but the rules.
Gervonta Davis went down on a knee, and in most situations that would have been ruled knockdown. But Steve Willis chose to ignore it and treated it as if nothing happened. He acted as though the moment never even occurred. And the controversy didn't stop there. The entire sequence added more fuel to the debate surrounding the fight with Lamont Roach Jr. and how it was officiated.
The rules that he didn't get hit with a punch. He didn't turn his back like he wanted to quit. It's just like when you get a thumb in the eye, it's a foul.
He did turn his eye. He did turn his back.
But he didn't turn his back like he was going to quit, like you'd see some guys turning. He obviously mentioned that he had something in his eye, and it wasn't from a punch. It was time in between the shots. I think that by the time he wanted that, he took a knee. But I think in the rules it states that you're allowed to do that. If you go back and you read some of the rules, I know a lot of people are complaining about it, but I think it was upheld in New York that it was okay for him to do that. I think part of the rules state that it was okay. As a coach on the other side, I would have.
Yeah. Of course, right? Of course.
I would have thrown a fit, man.
The team of Lamont Roach Jr. refused to accept what they considered an unfair result, and his legal representatives quickly initiated a lawsuit claiming that the bout was marred by questionable officiating, biased judging, and practices they believed undermined the integrity of the competition.
Obviously the part with the grease in the eye, that took on a life of its own. You know what I'm saying? That was a headline in the fight. One is, what did you think when he said that initially, just like the grease in the eye? But two is like, when you was in the fight, was there any point that you saw that? Like, did you see like him kind of messing with his eye, or did you have any indication that that was something that was bothering him?
No, see, and that's the thing. If you look at the whole fight, he was never bothering his eyes before
you jabbed him.
Before I jabbed him. Even that right hand that, like, you know what I'm saying, that kind of landed, he kind of rolled with it. But after that, you could see him wipe his eye. And then, right after I hit him with the jab, you could see him wipe his other eye. So it's like, it was corresponding to which hand that I punched him with and exactly which eye. So it's like crazy for him to say, it's grease in my eye. And I think even when he say that, you could see me, because I'm right beside him, you could see me like, nigga, what you talking about? So,
right. But you said you don't think he wasn't though.
Whatever. See, but who cares? Like, Sweat gonna get in your eye, blood gonna get in your eye, spit fuck around and get in your eye. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like you can be like, all right, time out, ref. Hold on, ref.
Time out.
You can't do that.
Right. Would you be cool with Steve Willis doing the next fight?
Hell no.
He can't do the next fight.
No, he can't do the next fight.
Right.
No.
Pops said no.
Hell no.
Fuck that nigga.
Yeah.
You know how many
Coach Ben on him, man. He ain't running Coach Ben out of that fight.
But look how many times he fucked the fight up though. The knee, him going to the corner to get assistance, like who knows? Not saying that they did any cheating shit or nothing like that. But like he wiped his face with a towel. You can't do that.
Right.
You can't do none of that.
Right.
That's a disqualification. You turned your back on the ref after you took a knee. Usually the ref will be like, all right, he don't want to fight no more. Fight's off.
And surprisingly, even the New York State Athletic Commission acknowledged that errors occurred. They issued an official statement noting irregularities in the officiating, which was essentially an admission that mistakes had been made during the fight.
Clearly in there, man, I thought I won. I thought I did enough to get the victory over a spectacular fighter. I told y'all from the beginning, man, that I got the skills to pay the bills. I've been telling y'all that. And I'm just glad I got to show it, honestly. I'm glad I got to show it. I appreciate, like I said before, I appreciate True Boxing Media. Some guys that didn't count me out. So that's just how I feel, man. I think I won. And I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait to dance again.
Let's not forget the punch statistics either, because Lamont Roach Jr. connected more shots through a higher volume of punches and dictated much of the action throughout the fight. Yet despite those numbers, the judges somehow transformed the result into a draw, leaving many questioning the decision. It has become so controversial that even boxing analysts are describing it as one of the most disputed outcomes of the year, with critics arguing that the performance of Gervonta Davis and the scoring did not reflect what actually happened in the ring.
Did you think it was a draw? Nah. Who Lamont won? Who Lamont won? Lamont. You got Lamont won? By how many rounds? I don't know. You still want the Tank Davis fight? What? You still want the Tank Davis fight? What went wrong? What went wrong? Take out a little more fire out of it, or is it still the same?
I mean, we're gonna see. I'm the best fighter in boxing. I've been saying this. So,
Shakur, what went wrong for Gervonta in this fight? Just because, could we say maybe because Lamont didn't come in, they really...
I think he got overconfident. I think he was thinking Lamont wasn't that good. I told everybody how the fight was gonna go. The fight went exactly how I said. Exactly.
After seeing this performance from Gervonta, do you believe your confidence has gone a little bit more up?
My confidence been up. I've been one of the best.
Keyshawn, what's your worst? What's your worst? Keyshawn, he just won his first title.
At this stage, the legitimacy of Gervonta Davis' result is being heavily questioned, and Floyd Mayweather Jr. is making certain that the public hears those concerns loud and clear.
Gervonta Davis has just threatened Floyd Mayweather, with Gervonta recently taking aim at Floyd, saying he says all this BS but in Dubai and he can't leave because he's been taking people's money and not doing what they paid him to do. He's an effing hater. He followed up with more tweets about Floyd, and then Floyd responded himself with a video of Gervonta Davis doing some interesting dances on Instagram. We all know Tank could get a little zesty at times, but he responded saying, "Now I F around and knock Floyd out when I see him, and I'll care about going back to jail." He